It was a rare one. So this dream's kind of crazy. I don't know if this is a dream where everyone hooks up pretty much in my dream, but that's pretty much what happens in one dream. I don't know if I can describe everything in that dream because I'm just like, damn, dude. Like, I'm like, I don't know. It's just a little uncomfortable even for me, dude. So, like, yeah. But, anyways, let's start off with some other dreams now that I bring that up. So the first dream says, had dream I went somewhere in New Mexico where there's a big ass barn, like there's like a huge barn, and the barn had like huge billboard signs, like the size of like just the size of the barn, so it's like 2 stories, and then and they were cutouts of like Billy the Dude and Colonel Sanders, and they're opening up for like some kind of advertisement. I don't really remember what advertisement, but yeah, excuse me, I remember it just like that dream. Then I had a dream I got lost in a forest. Yeah, this dream is kind of crazy. So I got lost in a forest and it started to get dark, and then I realized it's gonna be dark and I'm in like this black witches territory, and like I'm freaking out because like there's always apparitions of just like a black figure walking like no matter where. But guess what? Until like the black witch approached me from behind, and I'm screaming, "Mama, mama!" like a freaking sheep or something. And then then all of a sudden the black witch approaches me from behind, saying like, "There, mama's got you. It's gonna be all right." And then it goes black, and then the dream ends, and I wake up. Luckily, no crap in my undies. But that's the end of those 2 dreams. So now let's get on to this like really long dream. This is really long. So I guess there's this. Let's just start off with this. It says something about like I'm glad that a friend like got to hook up with this other chick because the other chick really had a nice butt, and I guess that's what happened or something. I don't really remember what dream that was or something. But anyways, it says like luckily he got with the chick with a nice butt, and I'm all like nice. But that's I guess on that. But anyways, so let's see. I had a dream where me and my dad had to find a new job since we moved closer to like our hometown, and it was crazy because like the apartment complex that we moved into had a huge park, and I remember playing mini golf going down this weird tunnel that looks like a robot ship. It was a slide, but you can climb back up it if you have the finger strength. I was the rock climb where it's small rocks. So, okay, this dream, I don't really remember exactly an apartment. I do remember a dream where me and dad moved back, but we moved into the mountains. I don't know if this is the same dream, but we'll talk about that right now because it could be this is the dream, but we moved into like this really crazy house. It was like a 2-story house and that stuff, and then if it was like built like a log cabin or something like that, like except it was like bigger and it was like more like modern instead of like just all wood, like completely wood, like it could be fake wood. But like yeah, there's like 2 stories, and like there were still like boxes in and we're moving in and that stuff, and I can remember like completely like the room and that stuff. It's like you walk into the like there was not really a garage, but there was like a driveway, like a big driveway where you can park 2 cars and that stuff, and there was like green grass and like just it looked like a neighborhood for like a couple trees planted, and then there's a mini golf like right outside, so like you can do mini golf courses around the places, which is pretty crazy. And then not only that, but the the 2-story house, so like when you walk in, I remember that there's like a kitchen table and that stuff in the first, and then you go in further, and then that's where the kitchen is. And the living room is actually where you walk in the entrance. I'm just describing what's in front of you first, which is a kitchen table, dining table, and then that. And then like there's a upstairs, like right in the middle is the right stairs, and you go up. And so right on the straight on your right side there's part stairs, and then on the right is a closet for like clothes and that stuff. So that's what I remember. And you go upstairs, and I remember that's where it had like all my stuff was up there, like my luggage and all this stuff, and then like boxes that belong to me because like we're moving this big house. It was pretty crazy. Um, and then I remember that there's like an outhouse like outside. Like sure we had bathrooms in the rooms. I don't remember where the bathrooms were. They're somewhere in the house. But what I remember is there was an outhouse, but it was like very sketchy to get to it because it was like like near a tree, and it's like a boondock, where you call it, a board dock, where like it's right off a cliff, and then like like that the house where you take a dump. Basically, you drop, it goes off a cliff, and then like you're basically taking a dump off a cliff, the outhouse. But it's very dangerous and it's very old, so like nobody uses it anymore. But that's pretty much what I remember in that dream. But anyways, mini golf. Anyways, there's also mini golfing right there on the side. I already described it. That's why it kind of doesn't look like it's in the forest, but you don't realize how deep in the forest it is. But it's still like trees are some cut and some are planted just to give it that neighborhood appearance. But still, it's still out in the forest, which is crazy. But anyways, ceiling, that rock climb where the small rocks were on top of the ceiling at the black slide. I don't really remember a rock climbing thing or like small rocks where like top of the ceiling, a black slide. I don't remember any of that. Remember golf. I do remember golf course. Let's see. And I remember this is where it says you had a monkey climb a bridge with a few planks. It had a dog training course. Oh yeah, so this is like another dream. So like this other dream, like climb bridge with a few planks, and it had a dog training course. I remember taking my dogs there, and they weren't into a training. They just liked the field. There were another rock to climb, and it was easier, and another wall there in the cylinder rocks that could push into the wall. So this is pretty crazy. So it was like a dog park and that stuff, and it had like rock climbing, like it was like holes in like these like hard plastic things, the cutting boards, whatever we call them. You put your fingers in them, and that's how you climb. So it's like I don't really know how you get your feet on them, but like yeah, there's like holes and they're cut out into like shapes and that stuff, like stars, circles, and all that crap, and like cylinders. And so like yeah, but it also has dog park where there's slides where you can go up and down. I remember it was specifically like green and blue were the colors of it, and there was even some purple slides or like that stuff. And then like yeah, but like and there's like red and yellow wherever the purple slides were. But like yeah, don't just remember like it was like also a golf course where you can like also like take your dogs and that stuff. It was kind of weird, but like because dogs keep taking balls. But like yeah, I remember like just the course and that stuff. And then like yeah, like these like rock climbing planks and that stuff. But your dog had to like push the planks out for you to like climb them, and it's like dogs are mostly retarded, so it's like they don't really know how to do that, how to bring. So it's like you push a thing out. It's like one of those things where you push a thing and it gets your imprint and that stuff, and it comes out on the other side. So it's like that, but it's like a cylinder, or like wipe out, with one of those punching gloves. Just grab onto that, and you have to climb up the thing. But that's pretty much what's going on. And it could push into the wall, and he had to approach this rock. You had to approach the rock delicately. Decided to get a job there. I got a job at the place, like keeping the place in like good like condition, and like it was weird. So like go ahead 9 a.m. next Thursday. I don't know why it's. So I got the job next Thursday at 9 a.m. is what it said. I had to get up early. I left and I met these two sexy blonde and brunette workers that we ended up having a three-way. I ended up having a three-way with, like, so it was pretty cool. I got to hook up with these chicks that were working at this place that I was working with, and they were hot. And then, like, I think the blonde had glasses and that stuff, and then, like, brunette was pretty hot, dude. I'm just like, damn, dude. Like both are pretty skinny but thick, and I was like, damn, I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty cute. Then with black, and then what made it even worse is that there was a black tranny chick trying to work there, and she was trying to shag, and I'm like no. And it turned out that the chick, so no offense to any, it just happened to be in my dream, but anyways, it turned out that the tranny dude or whatever chick was a serial killer, and like I stabbed him with a pencil, or he said I don't know, yeah, a pencil, and I was carrying, and I ran outside the building chasing me and I'm about to get arrested when the dude blows. I don't know, he's about to get arrested or something like that because he's trying to kill me and that stuff, and they're already onto him. So he ends up blowing his brains out. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. I'm like, this all happens on my first day of working, dude. So it's like pretty crazy. But anyways, after that, like the next day, or the next hour or something like that, my dad ends up applying. So yeah, all that crazy stuff happens within an hour or two, and then yeah, so like, and it's funny because my dad works there, and then confused why they were flirting with him. There's like these other chick, this manager chick, it says Mimi Sia. I don't know what the fuck. Maybe he said Mimi Sia, Mimi Sita or something like that. Sia, and said they were so like there's like these chicks and they said that they were porn stars and that stuff. Remember I said that this dream was gonna get involve porn stars. This is where it involves porn stars. I don't know if I can describe all of it, but I'm gonna try to within the time limit I have. I walked out and went back, and when Dad came back home and told me that he ended up having a foursome with him and their hot female boss chick and then that stuff, and I could care less because like I totally got my action in the dream. Well, I thought was in a dream because I'm fucking retarded. And Matt, oh yeah, and then like so like my what do you call it? They're not siblings, but like aunt and uncle, but like yeah, there we go. And then like see the work on TV channels like oh yeah, so anyways, like I guess the chicks ended up like we're living with my aunt and uncle's house just like that, and it's pretty weird because they're like doing that's where they're filming and that stuff, and then that's pretty much all I'm gonna say. And then like also there was also family members that got into the business, and then like we ended up like me and a cousin caught them we just ended up approaching and that stuff, and then when we busted, like we were so embarrassed and laughing and that stuff, and then like they ended up like yeah, so like it was weird, like they're screaming, we are laughing our asses off, and then like yeah, so but I don't really remember what happened. Hold on. Yeah, so it says like Brandy Love was there, yes, and then like also then like it says like one of my siblings, not siblings, cousins business. It was in the porn business, and then a high school situation which they all were dying to meet. I was wondering why there's a black van always at the house. So that's why there was always a black van at the house. That's what I said. That's funny. And then it was a film van. Yeah, it was a film van. I go back to meet Brandy and Izzy. Yeah, yeah, pretty hot chicks. And then blindfold, and when they did their blindfold, they freaked out and ran upstairs, got changed while I saw siblings, and then by stairs got fucked, got fucked up. Mad cereal, woke up and had another dream. Dad and uncle bought a bulldozer, were doing donuts in the field by a puss house. I don't know, pass house, puss house. No, puss house. Man, it lifted some chunks and ground out the end. So I guess like they bought a boat. My dad bought a boat after like with the porn industry and that stuff, with all the money and that stuff. I guess my dad's running the porn industry with the foursome he had. So yeah, that's what goes on in my dreams. Other than that, till next time. Drink your water. Peace.